Chair Hyland, we're ready when you are.
All righty. I now call the Parks and Community Events Commission meeting to order for February of 2025. May we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Jimenez,
Aye. Here. Sorry.
Commissioner Herrera,
Present.
Commissioner Martinez,
Present.
Vice Chair Baishu,
Present.
Chair Hyland.
Present. All righty, moving on to public comments. This is the opportunity for members of the public to comment on any items not appearing on the regular agenda. Because of restrictions contained in California law, the commission may not discuss or act on any item not on the agenda, but may briefly respond to statements made or ask a question for clarification. The chair may also request a brief response from staff to questions raised during public comment, or may request matter to be agendized for future meeting. Public comment will be limited to 3 minutes.
Chair Hyland, and really quickly, we did skip over agenda finalization, so I just want to
of course
make
I
sure
did.
staff has no changes to the agenda, and we have none, Chair.
Perfect. Thank you for agenda finalization and on to public comments. Do we have any?
I do not have any requests to speak forums, but if you're a member of the public and you wish to comment, please raise your hand. And I see none, Chair.
Thank you. Moving on to number 2, the approval of minutes for the Parks and Community Events Commission meeting for December 3rd, 2024. Are there any members of the public that wish to comment on the minutes?
I see none, Chair.
Any changes or corrections to the minutes? Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
I second.
Okay. We have a motion by, Vice Chair Baishu and a second by Commissioner Martinez. Please vote. Motion carries all ayes. Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item A, we move on to the Rosenberg rules.
Yes, Chair, Vice Chair, fellow commissioners. Go to your staff reports. I don't have a formal presentation. I would have just put up what you're seeing, or, yeah, what's in your staff report. And if you can go pull up your attachment on this item that looks like this. And I'm going to just do a brief run through. Hopefully you've read it, and if not, hopefully my highlight of the topics will intrigue you enough to go in there and see that there is a difference. So just to preface this, Robert's Rules of Order, everyone talks about it, everyone uses them, they're very archaic. And recently the City Council basically formalized and adopted, because they had adopted Rosenberg rules years past, but they didn't formalize that with all the commissions. So they basically reaffirmed the ordinance, basically stating that we're using Rosenberg rules and all the commissions subject to the City Council are going to use Rosenberg rules. Rosenberg rules, when you read them, are a little more light and refreshing and making these meeting a lot easier to work through than Robert's rules. If you've ever read Robert's Rules of Order, there's a ridiculous amount of pages with that. So highlights with that is basically the parliamentary procedure is built on foundations supported by the following 4 pillars. So all these rules will be kind of focused back into the rules should establish order in the meeting. The rules should be clear. Rules should be user-friendly. That's the main focus. Rules should enforce the will of the majority while protecting the rights of the minority, as any good commission, council, or voting body should do. So you look at the chapters, and I'm on your page 2, so you should read establishing a quorum. Basically, it just defines how many people are able to actually make a valid vote. Then it gets down to the role of the chair, which everyone should understand, and the chair and vice chair who actively participate that regularly. This should be the basis of the discussion. In fact, this was the most intriguing document because it's about fostering discussion amongst the others, allowing other people to vote, encourage other people to propose motions, and then also, if there isn't any, the chair is encouraged to, if there's nothing, no one moving forward and they have an opinion on something, to be one of the active members and be part of the body and make a motion themselves. The section on page 3, motions in general, talks about the 3 basic motions. The number 1 is the basic motion. I motion to approve. A motion to amend. This is something people get a little confused with, so read that. And a substitute motion, which we all trip up on because you might have a motion out there and you want to make a substitute motion. What do you do with the motion that's hanging out there? Read that. I'll be happy to cover any questions on this in another session. This is kind of your introduction primer. It's actually not a bad read. I read this, and I actually read this at a council meeting during public comments, and it was actually a good read that kept me awake, and it was very intriguing because it's a lot different if you know Robert's Rules of Order. It's lighter and refreshing. There's a good section to read here is when there's multiple motions before the body, which is another one that we trip up on, and then to debate or not to debate. Moving on to page 5, majority and supermajority votes, just so you understand the nomenclature naming in there. And then the counting of votes. These are all fairly simple items. A motion to reconsider, and then the courtesy and decorum, which is really all about Rosenberg's being a lot more friendly, visible for not only the body, visible for staff to understand what's going on, visible for the public. So I highlighted this because I wanted to read it. The rules of order are meant to create an atmosphere where members of the body and the members of the public can attend to business efficiently, fairly, and with full participation. It's not limiting that. And then the special notes, I highlighted this because I liked how this ended. The rules outlined above will help make meetings very public friendly. But in addition, and particularly for the chair, it is wise to remember 3 special rules that apply to each agenda item. Rule 1, tell the public what the body will be doing. Rule 2, keep the public informed while the body is doing it. And then rule 3, when the body has acted, tell the public what the body did. For example, if there's an item that takes considerable discussion and debate, tell the public, we're still talking amongst ourselves as we can do in this public forum to formulate decisions and come up with a motion. So that's the beauty of it. It keeps everyone engaged in it and knowing what's there, and you have that basically liberality to be a little more inclusive. So with that, that's my presentation. If you have any questions now, maybe I can answer it. If not, if you want to read these thoroughly, highlight questions, send them to me beforehand, and then I can answer them at the next meeting.
Any questions from the commission? Not just yet. Are there any members of the public that wish to comment?
Chair did not receive any request to speak forms. If you're a member of the public and you have comments on this item, please raise your hand. And I see none.
This item is for information and discussion only. There is no formal action required. Thank you, staff. Moving on to Parks and Community Events dates and deadlines calendar for 2025. May we please have the staff report?
And I will let Christina do this because she prepared that. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Okay. Chair, Vice Chair, Commissioners, we have the calendar for this upcoming year. And so as you'll notice, I did put all meetings in there, including the summer meeting dates, because we have not voted on going dark. So you'll see all of those, including any meetings that are near the holidays, are also on the calendar. So as we get to those dates, we will make decisions. So typically, you're going to have about 1 week after our meetings to submit agenda items unless we have a month that has 5 weeks in it. Okay, so typically, we're talking at the meeting about 1 week to submit us your items, and we like to stay as close to those deadlines as possible so we can give staff time to get those items through the system into the clerk's office. Okay, we will continue to receive our agendas the Thursday before a scheduled meeting by the end of business day, and that will also be on the website for the public and posted here at City Hall and at our posting locations. And I believe that's all I have, John.
Well, and let me add to this. So at our city council retreat, it looks like the city council will be going on that same schedule they went last year, which would be building a bigger holiday width around the holidays of Memorial Day, 4th of July. Is that right? Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. So there'll probably be one council meeting in June, one council meeting in July, and one council meeting in August. So last year, I think we may have had a June meeting if we had agenda items, and then we went dark July, August, and had our next meeting in September. That actually worked out pretty good because not only did give everyone time, the PACE did all its business beforehand so that we actually took items from PACE, the yoga in the park, to the July meeting, and then I think we did the holiday dog Halloween in the August meeting, so we were prepared. And if there's other items like that, so we kind of want to get to that so that we have a summer break on this. So we're looking forward to your submitting agenda items early so that by the time the May and June meeting comes along, we're pretty much done. And we may not even need a June meeting if we get our business done by the May meeting. And that should be the outcome and goal, because that would parlay with the Memorial Day weekend and not having anything after that too as well. So that's the goal. This is the calendar. Staff will help you assist. We're here to assist you in getting these things done first so that we can look forward to potentially having a long summer break. Okay?
All righty. Thank you for putting that together. Any questions from the commission on the schedule? Any members of the public that wish to comment?
If you're a member of the public and you wish to comment on this item, please raise your hand. And I see none, Chair.
Alrighty, this is for information and discussion only. There is no formal action required. Moving on to Agenda C, Esperanza Park, construction update, February 2025. Welcome, Andres. Can we have the staff report, please?
Well, good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, Commissioners. Pleasure to be here today. Again, Andres Perez to give you an update on the construction of the Esperanza Park. So as a reminder, this park is located in our Dream Homes neighborhood, just adjacent to San Diego Drive, in between Mia and Chia Place. And this past month, we completed I would say a major milestone as Romtech, the restroom vendor supplier, completed the construction of the restroom facility. And with this was the completion of our last cooperative purchase item. As a reminder, the city purchased these items, used their cooperative agreements to purchase items for the park, and it's an opportunity for us to use existing bids from both large, federal, state, and local agencies, and get these park items at the lowest available cost. The city is a member of many cooperative purchasing agencies, key ones here being Sourcewell, Goodbye Buy Board, and we use this in the park. And it's allowed us to purchase those items, and with the challenge being that we needed to incorporate additional coordination with the contractor to ensure that these items were both either received and the site was prepared, being any, for example, with the restroom facility, sewer connections, water connections. So with this, the completion of the Romtech facility, we've now done all of our installment of those items. And here's just a summary of those items that we purchased, being the restroom facility, the fabric shade structures, playground structures, the rubber surf ring, site furnishing, the picnic picnic shade structures or the hardtop and the exercise equipment. And key thing here was either the vendor would either furnish or furnish and install, and just relaying that with our contractor, Urban Habitat. So now we'll look at some more photos of the recent construction of the park. So here's a look at the restroom facility. In the top left, you have the concept of proposal, and here's a look at here on the bottom right is what it looks like today.
You stay on that and explain, okay, you are going to explain some of the features on why it's designed like that.
Correct. Here we have the side view, and for this park, we are we are putting the water sinks on the outside of the park, and instead of having them inside, just so that the residents just use the restrooms, they can wash their hands or use the sinks on the outside. Here's a look at the side view of these elements.
Go back, Andres. So go to your front view. So restrooms are a particularly big challenge in the park. Deanna knows this because she's got to maintain them. So we're entering into this world of looking at what other people are doing and trying to get the best of it. So the one thing that happens a lot is people will go in the bathroom and lock themselves in, and they can stay there basically forever because they got a wash basin and a toilet to work with. So if you open these doors, they're basically going to be all gender. Open the door, there will be a commode in there. And then that's it. And then on the bottom area, below like a foot line, it's going to be visible there. So security can look and see if someone's in there. And then up on top, it's going to use basically sunlight, like a big sunlight shade, and it's a big screened area, so you get air venting and basically sunlight in there. There will be some low-level lighting in there for nighttime, but for the most part, it'll be pretty much self-sufficient in that manner. And then in addition to that, you put the sinks outside. You're basically, that's kind of, you see that in a lot of restaurants and everything now, so you group it out there so you don't get people just parking in the restroom doing whatever they're going to do, and they wash their clothes or do anything, wash their hair, all that stuff. So there's a lot of security involved, but it's a lot more efficient. So that's where this whole concept came from. Go ahead, Andres. Thank you.
And also with this restroom facility, it would also serve as our storage facility, and we'll store some of the park items there as well. And also house our the restroom facility also has automatic locks that will lock after park hours, and in the event that someone needs to get out, there is an emergency exit button. So. Also, we have the completion of the installation of our fabric shade structures over the playground equipment and the installation of the rubber surfacing. Here you're looking at the two playground equipment for both 2 to 5 and 5 to 12-year-olds. Again, rubber surfacing for the park area. Exercise equipment, these items were furnished and contractor installed. And also, I'm including here the icon or the hardtop shade structures, which will be our picnic zones that are placed throughout the park. And here's another view and an example from our park rendering. We also have the dog park, and it's starting to come to shape. We have the dual cantilever shade structure, similar to what we have at our Panorama Dog Park, and the contractor is now installing DG and the angular rock. Concrete was also poured for our Central Plaza entrance, curb and gutter, so this area is now complete. And
Go back, Andres. Why don't you explain them the parking in this area?
And in this,
The main entrance.
at the main entrance, also serve as our here we're going to have parallel parking for 88 stalls, and also a drop-off zone for residents to use. Contractor is also installing, has also submitted and procured all of the park plants and beginning to install these items. Our irrigation lines are also complete. And here you're looking at the park improvements for the picnic zone. And yeah, we also have an example of the site furnishing. Again, the angular rock, trees are in the back, and this is adjacent to our concrete walkway. And park landscaping is commencing, and they're starting from Mia Place, working their way south towards the Central Plaza, and eventually at Chia Place. And there's a couple of photos of that. And here you have some park improvements taking place currently at Chia Place. We have the installation of the basketball court and wrapping up the emergency vehicle concrete pathway, as well as storm drain facilities for the park. And there's also been some continued coordination with CVAG on their CV-Link connector path and the construction of their CV-Link shade structure, and also their site furnishing that will be installed just beneath this shade structure. So construction tasks remaining, we still have the completion of the storm drain facilities near Chia Place. As you see in the CV-Link connector path, landscape material is ongoing, the basketball courts, futsal field, and with an estimated contractor estimates to have this done by April 2025. With that, this concludes my presentation.
Let's not leave it at April 25. That may change because there's a couple change orders we've seen, extending a couple walls and everything. So we're negotiating on the contractor on not only price, but time to get that done. So you're realistically probably looking at May. Hopefully not June, it's going to get too hot, but we're really targeting to try getting this done by May.
I have a question if there's any graffiti deterrents on any of those long spaces of walls ahead of time.
Yes, we did apply anti-graffiti coating to the perimeter wall in our restroom facility.
Awesome. Thank you. Any other questions from the commission?
For the grand opening, how much advance notice will we have to prepare with the other commission? I think the Public Arts Commission was working on something also, so how much advance notice will we have on the definite date for grand opening?
Well, Andres in engineering is going to work with Ryan on that, so it's going to be up to Ryan to work with the commissions, and I'm sure since we don't know the date, he's going to want to know that date as far as in advance. So all I can say is everyone's going to do the best they can. And we're trying not to get this thing open when it gets too hot also. Even though we know that no matter what date we open this up, this park will be pretty lively.
Otherwise, it's a 5 a.m. opening party. Wonderful.
Has there been any discussions on what the opening ceremonies will be like? Is it just going to be like a ribbon cutting ceremony, or is there going to be more involvement, activities?
No hard discussions on what the actual agenda is going to be, so.
But it is a city event, correct? Not a commission event?
It's a city event.
That we can assist with, but it is not our event.
And we will pass on to communications and events on the exuberance PACE has in wanting to participate with this. And I know PAC will want to participate with this too.
Yes.
Does the city going to invite the regional people, the regional, like Desert Healthcare District?
It's anticipated that all the players in the park developing it and everything would be invited, but the final call on the finalization of the agenda will be by the city manager. But I anticipate we're not going to exclude anyone, so.
Any members of the public that wish to comment on the construction update?
Chair, I did not receive any request to speak for us, but if you're a member of the public and you wish to comment on this item, please raise your hand. And I see none, Chair.
Thank you. This item is for information and discussion only. There is no formal action required. I have an all-black screen as well. There we go. Pick the top right corner. Move that thing. Move that one out of the way.
Oh, if it was the video expanded, it'll match what's on here. So there is a little bit of a delay when I switch between them.
That's it.
Thank you.
I got it.
Commissioner Martinez coming in with the IT. Thank you. Okay, moving on to Agenda D, Scrap Gallery, 4th Annual Butterfly Festival and Spring Fest for 2025. Welcome, Karen. And Deanna.
I'm going to introduce the Executive Director of the Scrap Gallery, Karen Riley, who will give a presentation on our 4th Annual Butterfly and Spring Fest Environmental Education Festivals.
Yes, these are our upcoming environmental education events, and the first one is the Butterfly Festival on Saturday, March 15th. And I don't know if you have the flyer in front of you, but we will be doing milkweeds and wildflower seedlings, and we're really going to be focusing on monarchs at this event, because I don't know if you've noticed, if you saw the latest about monarchs this past week. They did the count for the western monarch, and it was less than 10,000.
Wow.
It's about 95% down from 1980 totals.
Wow.
So we're really going to be focusing on that. And we also have become a milkweed and wildflower hub. So we will be working with members of the community to grow milkweed. And we've already have about 400 cells going right now, which will be at the Butterfly Festival for kids and parents to take back. We'll be decorating the mini terracotta pots again. We'll have environmental exhibits, and then we will also have our environmental art contest, which will be international because we have students from the United States, Canada, and Mexico, which is where the monarchs live, and their migration, western and eastern monarchs. So we will be working on monarchs, but we will have a moth station. We're going to focus on moths because moths are butterfly too. So we'll be doing all different kinds of things, and then we'll be giving out the book, The Truth About Butterflies, and we have doubled the amount of everything because last year we had a lot of people, and we expect a lot of people this year. So we're looking forward to that. And then Spring Fest, which is also our Earth Day event, that will be in April. That's one where we do very early in the morning because it's always hot, and we do a 6K. So there's a lot of activities going on that day. We'll be doing Get the Buzz on Bees art contest. We're kind of focusing on pollinators because that's an easy way for people and kids to get involved in taking care of the environment. So we will also have the Sunny Sands Sustainability Squad, which is third graders from Sunny Sands, and they will have projects that they'll have on exhibit, and they'll have a little booth, and they'll probably be, I don't know what they'll be focusing on, something related to sustainability. And then we'll have lots of other little projects going on. The library will be there, and we will be giving away some bikes. So what we would like is obviously for you to participate, to come out and support these events. And if you have a special request to volunteer, I have a few things in my bag I would be happy to hand out right now.
Since we do not have the flyer in front of us, are you able to give us the exact dates and times so that we have that on record?
Yes,
They
but
should
go
have been
ahead.
in your packet.
Okay.
So it should be in your packet.
It's the attachment.
It's the
Can we get
attachment.
copies of that to distribute?
And I will be mailing it, as stated in the staff report, I'll mail it a couple of weeks prior to each event to the entire community, and then another isolated mailer
Targeted to the neighborhood.
targeted to just around the neighborhood about 5 days before the event.
And then the scrap
Wonderful.
gallery will be at the schools, so we'll handle out all the information.
Wonderful.
We'll do all
And-
the, you have to get the flyers approved for handout at the schools, so we get the stamp and everything and get that done right.
And then do it on Peach Jar too?
Were you going to hand out the flyers, or?
Yes.
Well,
we do that.
yeah, we go to the school, so we're in there every
Okay, cool.
week, so we
And we
can
got to
do
make
it.
sure that when we have the city's logo on anything that we get, it has to have a stamp. So I have to go through a stamp process so that it can be distributed.
Yeah,
So,
and we'll coordinate with the school district and the schools. Yeah. Oh, and the Sunny Sands is also going to be milkweed and wildflower hub, so they'll be growing. And then we're going to grow these for the community year-round. So that's part of the project that we'll be doing, and we'll announce that on social media tomorrow. I just wanted to let Deanna know, so, before I did that.
Wonderful.
So if you have any questions, but I do have a gift for you.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Would you like it now?
Sure. Yes, presents
To
anytime.
give it to the city clerk.
Please do not approach them.
Is that for all of them or for,
Oh, I will definitely wear this.
Oh, he's already planning his shoes now.
All right.
Oh, dear.
Huh?
So if you want to volunteer for the event, any of you, we'll have
There you go.
costumes for you.
So,
Oh, I've been voluntold.
So you can communicate with me directly if you have time to come over to the event. You can also just show up. I know if some of you've been there, we show up early, we set up. Or if you have any ideas, let us know. You can communicate directly with me and I'll coordinate with Karen.
oh, I do have one more thing. Because the Evening Rotary and Rotary is one of the sponsors of this event, the Rotary District has a billboard, an electronic billboard on the I-10, and we are going to have an ad on the billboard.
That is
Working on it
cool.
now, yeah, so.
It's very cool. I do have a
Yeah.
question.
Yes.
We were thinking about, well, Chair Hyland was thinking about bringing free books from Read With Me to add to what we already have, the butterfly pavilion thing that we have from the gentleman that's the street, the crosswalk person. We'd like to add that if it's possible, to give out free books if it's okay with you.
Yeah, we're going to give out this book, and I know the library, so maybe we coordinate with the library. Yeah.
So that would be
doable.
okay to,
Yeah, we'll coordinate with the library on
We
that.
have specific Earth Day books too on wind power
Earth Day would
and
be good.
water and
Earth Day
all
would
of
be
those.
perfect, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
that
can
would be
make-
great.
We will make that happen.
Okay, cool.
And then do you need any help ahead of time? I know you were,
Just that morning.
okay.
Yeah, we usually start setting up around 8. We don't start till 10 because we know how it's a Saturday and parents and children need a little sleep, so.
Cool.
And we end it fairly fast. We also are going to have, part of the National Wildlife Federation, they have the Mayor's Monarch Pledge. So the mayor will be signing a proclamation that the city is going to be one of the cities that's part of this, this designation. And the city has to do 3 out of a list of 30, and we basically do all of them. So just so you know. Yeah. It's going to be really cool.
I'm hoping we do better than, I mean, last year was amazing, so hopefully we do even better than that.
Yeah, yeah.
Am I doing that proclamation?
I already did it.
I'm ready.
Yeah, it's done. We'll just sign it.
No, I want the wings.
Yeah.
All right, now we're
gonna
fighting
fight over
now
the
we're
costume.
I
fighting
know,
over
well,
the
that's why I
costumes.
gave
want
you
the
2.
wings.
Yeah, yeah. You can mix and match.
That one's a small, that one's mine.
I don't think I could fit in that.
We are happy to participate and
Right, well,
contribute.
this is something we can do
Yes,
off this, so
yes, thank
wrestle
you.
for it in the back. So, but thank you, that's amazing.
Are there any questions from the commission? Okay.
Okay.
Any members of the public that wish to comment?
Chair, we have none.
This item is for information and discussion only, no formal action required. Moving on to staff comments. Any additional staff comments?
You received the calendar, so submissions are welcome and needed by the dates shown on there. That's your reminder. Thank you.
So for movies, we'll get movies ready for summer.
Okay, we'll get
Do we have any idea what I should be waiting for? What I should be, we've got the summer program, right? Mary Pickford needs to come to us.
Right.
Yeah, what that has to do with Ryan.
Right.
On the contract, and we'll be having the agenda item for the spay and neuter program for the spring, and that will be submitted next, and then next after that, we'll do the Halloween and another event that we're planning for Esperanza Park that I'm going to try to work with Mario on, so that's his neighborhood, so that's going to be another dog contest, so we'll get those all in, we'll get them all in before May. Well, May will be the last one.
Yes.
And you're going to have the Yoga 2026 also.
Yoga 2026, yes.
Okay, that's perfect to move on to commissioner reports so that we can talk about such things and record-breaking numbers. Would you like to start, Vice Chair Baishu?
Sure. So like I just said, we're still working with the county to work out the budgeting for the spay neuter program, and that will be definitely 100% on the next agenda item. Today was our third yoga class and classes, and we have a record 143 people showed up. 81 for the gentle yoga, 62 for the power yoga. It was just an amazing morning. I knew that we were going to hit it because it was a beautiful day today. And I want to thank Grocery Outlet for last week. They brought bananas and apples and oranges for the students, and that was kind of a nice touch for us. And this whole project is just such a good look for the city. When people drive by and they see people out there working out, it's kind of neat. So that's all I have today.
Awesome. It was absolutely spectacular today. Everybody was so excited.
Also, I just want to say happy birthday to Angel Herrera.
Hey.
Happy birthday.
We wanted to be happy, so we won't sing. Okay. Commissioner Martinez?
I'm pretty quiet today. The last conservation meeting for Coachella Valley was canceled, so I don't have much to report there.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Commissioner Jimenez?
I'm also pretty quiet. I just went to see how the park are going and everything, but everything is going well.
Excitement is palpable. People are ready? Yes?
Yes. Everybody was happy now. So.
Good. And to the birthday boy, Commissioner Herrera?
So, Commissioner Jimenez and myself met with Commissioner Mojica and Commissioner Liebelt, along with John Corella and Ann Ambrose for the subcommittee for the Esperanza Park art piece. We kind of started to develop a timeline for when we're going to get the community outreach growing for that. We're looking at sending out mailers, doing some door-to-door, and trying to put together a community town hall meeting at the elementary school, Agua Caliente. That was open for all members of commissions, correct?
Yes.
So we'll be getting the dates out for that as soon as they're available. We're still trying to clear the availability with the principal for that school. Along with that, I was able to attend the Bully Fest that happened on January 11th. This was their 4th annual event, and this was their 2nd one that they've had here in the city. They had 3,300 members in attendance. They had 72 categories that they gave out awards for, and they had 12 participants in each category. And they've already been approved for their event for next year, so this will be their 5th event coming up. I think just an event like that brings that many people to our downtown district is really good. And I think it may be an opportunity for us in the future. You know, it is a dog event, and I know you have a passion with spay and neutering and adoptions, and not everybody there that, you know, attends is there for bulldogs or can afford a bulldog, but I think most everybody that's there is a fan of dogs, and so I think it opens up an opportunity to where maybe we can set something up for the next event. And so their next event's already been approved for next January, so if it's something we want to move forward with, it gives us plenty of time to work something out.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, I am excited to report that we had our subcommittee meeting on media and communications with Vice Chair Baishu and I, with City Manager Charlie McClendon and Council members Ernesto Gutierrez and Raymond Gregory, as well as Ryan and Adam from Communications and Events, and those are always very productive. We've been doing them once a quarter, but just to kind of align on things, any concerns that the council members have, ideas, events, making sure we're on the same page with the communications committee. So that was quite effective, and we are making sure we are in planning and communication with them for upcoming events in Esperanza Park. I was excited to get to support the Salvation Army in our fine city with the former city manager, Mr. Bradley, and then also Commissioner Baishu was there, and Mayor Ross was there, and it was lovely to support our city and all the great work that they do that last week. That was fantastic. The community is invited for anybody interested in change in our animal system. Cathedral City uses we contract out to the Riverside County Animal Services since we closed our Cathedral City shelter. And they are doing an informational session for the community tomorrow at the CVAG Community Conference Room off Fred Waring, and that's at 9 a.m. tomorrow for anyone interested in seeing change made there. I wanted to give kudos to staff and everybody. What a wonderful Taste of Jalisco Festival. Looked like it was a wonderful time. It's so neat to see it lit up with the Ferris wheel and all the rides. And love seeing stuff like that in our city. It was definitely a buzz this morning at yoga. People were talking about it. And if anyone's interested, I was asked to co-host the Desert Best Friends Closet Luncheon this year, and they do a lot of training for back to work programs and those reentering the career world, and that is April 4th, if you are interested in supporting your fellow commissioner. And then staff, I would love to request an update on where the city is with the MOU and what's going on with Desert Recreation District. I know we promised residents that with the approval of Measure W in November, that we would get that going. I would love to have some information on that or where it stands.
That should be coming up in the next council meeting.
Wonderful.
The agreement.
Perfect, and then we can get our subcommittee going. That was one thing that was discussed at the subcommittee meeting, was they really want parks and events in the development of the budget, any of the park improvement budget, looking for spaces and places to where we could possibly build the community center in the future. So everybody keep those thinking hats on when you're out and about town. And yes, we're working on the free summer movie series, and we'll be making sure working on the next spay and neuter clinic. Councilmember Gutierrez expressed the explicit need, especially with the dog park opening in the Dream Homes area, to make sure that there is a spay or neuter clinic. The only low-cost spay or neuter clinic in our entire desert is currently closed for reservation and not accepting any appointments. It's waitlist only, and good luck. So we want to make sure that we are providing those services that we hear from our residents that they need. And we're happy to make sure that we ensure the safety of all residents walking and getting to the park without any dogs that are not supposed to be out and about. So we will be doing some sort of a pet wellness fair where people can learn how to properly care for their pet, feed their pet, exercise their pet, best practices, making sure they're spayed or neutered if they're attending the dog park. So we can make that next dog park opening a big successful event. And that is all I have. Okay. All commissioners' reports are complete, then this meeting is now adjourned.